Morning, everybody. It is 9:32. Welcome back to the program. And boy, oh boy, we love getting involved in some events that people are going to talk about for a long time. And this, Jackie, is definitely one of those events.
Believe it or not, January is the hot time to think about bridal season. And we have a huge bridal forum, as you see here, that's coming up this weekend. Sandy Davis, you're here to talk all about it. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Well, thanks for having us.
What's happening?
Well, it is this Sunday at the Sheraton in West Des Moines.
Okay.
And we will have over 100 of Central Iowa's top wedding businesses there to help couples meet the people who can make their plans happen.
This is all inclusive. This is for everything you need to put on an awesome wedding.
It is. It's everything from the dress to the honeymoon getaway and everything in between.
Wow.
And the other thing, we have tremendous variety in almost every category and at different price points, because we know every couple has a little bit different budget. So we want them to be able to meet some really quality businesses that fit within their budgets and their needs.
So what can brides and grooms expect? Excited the Sheraton, are you walking in and you're just going to be overwhelmed with bridal accoutrement coming at you?
You're going to walk into the Sheraton and it is going to be a world of bridal eye candy in about 5 different areas.
And be able to walk right on through and take it all in.
Take it all in. And take your time, because there's a lot of things to see. And one of the nice things too about Bridal Forum is planning a wedding takes a little bit of time. But for example, we are going to have 10 different photographers there. You'll have a chance to visit with them, see, who meets your style, and then you're going to probably narrow it down that you want to make an appointment and really sit down for an hour or so and visit with these different ones. But rather than going 10 different locations, you kind of find the personality mix and the style that you're looking for.
You're bringing them all to one spot, one location.
Spot.
Now, what's the cost to get into the Bridal Forum?
Well, that's the best part about it. This is the best value you're going to have while planning the wedding. This is compliments of the Central Iowa bridal professionals, so there is no charge to get in.
Wow.
But make sure when you get there, you do register at the door, because we have over $6,000 worth of gift certificates that couples will win. Plus, the other thing, I was just doing a quick tally in knowing what various businesses are giving, and I don't even know all of them, but I did a quick tally that each couple is going to walk out with over $2,500 worth of various savings, from wedding gowns and tuxes, maybe specials on a photography program, saving on a DJ, different things. So it's a great shopping experience to help you not have to sacrifice quality, but yet find some savings.
And some amazing qualities we're going to learn this morning, because we're going to kind of take you through some of the various vendors that are going to be there. And when we think bridal, of course, we think dress. So let's head over to our CW Iowa Live studio, where we see some incredible dresses here. And we have Wendy Wolin from Affinity Bridal. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's talk trends.
Sure.
Brides want to be on the top of what's trendy. And what are you showing us this morning?
Well, the big trends for 2018 are going to be the cathedral veils. And the cathedral veil is the one that starts at the top of the head and then works its way all the way down the train of the gown. And they have all kinds of details, from the intricate lace and beading to hand embroidery, everything that's going to match the gown so that it really flows really smoothly and just brings the whole look together and wraps it all up. So cathedral veils are definitely going to be big for 2018, as well as all the different intricate laces.
I was going to say, I love seeing the lace
Yeah,
back.
the lace is, like this one has it's kind of sometimes it's hard to see on camera, but it has the metallic embroidery within it. This lace is fully beaded and then just fades down through the gown. So a nice fit and flare is just good for all body shapes. Doesn't matter whether you're a size 2 or a size 24. A fit and flare is going to look fabulous on you, so you don't have to worry about that.
Good to know.
And this is just, and this is what we call a curvy collection. We don't like to use the word plus size, but we use curvy collection. So this has the great lace body to it. The other thing that's great for 2018 is going to be the low backs. So it's going to have that detail. So again, size really isn't an issue when you have that low sexy back to bring in. So whether it's a low back that is beaded and detailed with open skin, or whether it's a low back that is fully encrusted in detail and beading, it's going to show off super designs on the gown.
Absolutely gorgeous. And since when you're in church, they're mostly looking at your back anyway. Might as well give them something to look at. Wendy, if you could tell us one thing that a bride should think about before saying yes to the dress, what would that be?
It's be open-minded. Be, in the trust of the consultants and the stylists that you're working with. They know what looks good on bodies. Trust them to show you, and just be open-minded to try on something that you maybe didn't think you'd look good in. Don't have a set preconceived notion. Just make sure you have that openness to try things on, because they're not going to lead you astray. As good stylists, and your consultants are always what we call in our store team bride. We are there to find her the perfect gown for her day, so she feels like the princess and gets that wow factor that she wants. So just entrust to that, be open, bring those key people with you who are going to help you make that decision, whose opinions you trust. And don't be surprised that you find it when you first start looking, because a lot of girls do find it at their first shop or their first day. So yeah, just have the openness to see the different styles on your body. Again, some girls don't think that a fit and flare is going to work for them, but it does. It's a really great style. Ball gowns are great. A lot of ball gowns have pockets for this year, so that's fun. The brides love the pockets. They're like, oh my gosh, it's got pockets. They're so excited.
Well, we know you couldn't bring in all the designs, but thank you for bringing in some beautiful pieces. Again, Affinity Bridal, one of the wonderful vendors that's going to be at this Bridal Forum on Sunday. Now let's move on to another integral part and piece. That's going to be cake and flowers. So we're going to head over to our studio kitchen right now, and we're going to meet Candace Carnes, who's part of Brick Street Market, who's going to be talking cakes, and then Danielle Tomasi, she's hiding behind that other cake back there, and we'll talk something chic floral here in just a matter of moments. But Candace, let's start with you. What kind of designs and flavors are you featuring for us this morning?
Well, on this side I have basically it's going to be more of an elegant look, more of the eye-catching, like wow factor is what I call it. Most brides that want something like this want the cake to be a focal point. So that is definitely something, if you're looking for something that you want someone to be like, wow, when you walk in the room, it's something with this size, and just the design itself is more of an elegant look.
And how many does that feed, a cake like the one in front of you there?
This one over here, depending on how it's cut, if it's cut event style, which is normally if you have a venue that you go to that has catering or has something, people that have done this before, when they cut it event style, this can feed up to roughly 350 people, maybe more. If it's cut with a little bit bigger pieces, you're of course going to be looking at a little bit less, but it's just going to depend on how you cut it and how it's done.
And you're showing us something that's very elegant. What's another trend, or what else did you bring in with you this morning?
The other one that I have here is more of like a modern look, I would say. It has more of the rosettes on the bottom, which is actually something that's really popular recently. We have a lot of brides that really like the look here. We'll have a lot of times where they'll do like an ombre look with the rosettes. It's just something, we did some marbling on the fondant and then some brushing on the top with some flowers. So I think trends nowadays are for 2018 are going to be more of like a rustic look. A lot of brides are going for more of the, how do you want to say, like edged look instead of being smooth, more like this. They're looking for something that's a little bit more rustic instead of chic. So, and a lot of people are doing more rustic chic. So they do a little bit of both. So
there you go.
Well, they look absolutely delicious. So let's talk to Danielle here for a moment. If you want to move in a little bit more center so we can see her gorgeous face, and talk about these beautiful flowers, because that's a huge part of a bridal or a wedding, we should say.
Yes, today we brought a couple different bouquets. Starting over here, we just kind of the more traditional, the peonies are coming back in season, which is nice to smell. We also have the bright colors here. And of course, we're still doing the loose tied, much of different greenery, ribbons coming down kind of style. And we also brought one of our centerpieces today.
Because flowers used not only for that special moment with the bride and her bridesmaids, but really decoration for the entire event.
Yes. Yep, and we're also seeing big trends on the geometric sizes here, like our gold terrarium here, and also doing like the big installations, the hanging greenery over like the dance floor, so those really pretty pictures.
Wonderful. I a lot of brides or weddings I've been to recently, a lot of eucalyptus, which I always thought was interesting.
Yeah, and it smells so good too.
It smells wonderful, but seeing that beautiful
calming
green come out of the normal white that you would see at a wedding. So would you say that's kind of a trend? Like, don't be afraid of colors and things beyond the classics?
Yep, we're also bringing in big, like purple is big this year. So we're going to have more vibrant purples, kind of going away from the blush, not so much blush anymore.
It sets the mood, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Candace Carnes from Brick Street Market and Danielle Tomasi from Something Chic Floral. A couple more of the amazing vendors you're going to be able to actually talk to, see their work, and as you said, Sandy, really talk to the various vendors and see which one really works for you. And speaking of which, something else that you can remember all this by is photography. So that's why we have our photographer here, Becca Hodges from Blind Photography. What should people be asking you when they come see you this weekend? What should they expect?
Well, it's pretty important for brides and grooms to think about, kind of like Sandy said, a personality match with your vendor, especially your photographer. You really want to make sure they match your personality, kind of your level of fun, and your style of pictures. Lots of photographers shoot a different style, whether it's more journalistic.
Say, what seems to be the trend nowadays,
Yes.
and how involved do the photographers get with the actual bridal party?
Exactly, yes. So the more of the journalistic style that's pretty popular nowadays, they want it kind of your photographer less involved.
Really? Oh,
Yes,
more of a
yes.
candid type
Exactly.
situation?
Yes, yes. But we always promote and always want people to take beautiful portraits. It's always very important on your wedding day to always have perfect, beautiful portraits and then capture all the moments that are happening in between.
There you go. What's one of the more important pictures that you should, beside portraits, what's one of the most important pictures you should take on your wedding day?
Oh, that varies per couple. Personally, I think the ceremony portraits are the most important, as that is the whole point of the day.
That's very true.
You know?
Absolutely.
So yeah, it just kind of depends on the couple. A lot of them like the really fun bridal party pictures.
There you go.
But like you said, get to know your photographer because
Absolutely.
you're going to be working together
All
quite
day
all
long.
day long. So you want to make sure it's that perfect fit. So thank you, Becca,
Thank
from Blind
you.
Photography, another wonderful vendor you're going to be able to meet. So Sandy, this is going on.
This is going to be huge.
Sunday, and this is just
This is a smidgen.
of
This is
what's
smidgen
happening.
with different things. And when you walk into the Sheraton, you will be first met. We'll have music. We'll have the whole atrium is filled with different centerpiece decorating ideas. Many of us don't quite know how to make that create that ambiance. So we've got people there to help create that. And one thing we didn't mention, there will be lots of sampling. How can you go to a wedding show and not sample the cake? There will be samples of cakes, so you can taste those, as well as many of the venues will be sampling some appetizers, getting different ideas there of things you might like for your celebration. And then also, we want to make sure we know that Sunday's a big football day. Well, the games will be on across the lobby, so if there's a member of the planning party that needs to check on a score, you
got that covered too.
Send them over there.
We
yeah.
do.
Get it all covered.
But you can literally walk in saying, okay, we're getting married. You can walk in and start planning and have a checklist and check off all the boxes before you leave.
You could, yes, you could. And mainly, I would say many of them, there are some that do that, but many are getting started because many of them aren't aware of all of
the pieces,
the ideas,
the
and the
options that they
options.
have.
Yeah.
Or as they're putting together their budget for the wedding, they don't know exactly what things are going to cost. They may say, for example, $1,000 for photography is the Taj Mahal. No, that's not going to probably get most the photography you want. And by seeing different things and seeing what different costs are, they're going to say, oh, our style is more here. So you can kind of get an idea of, again, what your style
Get a real
is.
grasp on
what
what it
works
costs.
for you. All right, so let's get everybody there this
Yes.
weekend. Remind everybody when and how we can get there.
What is this Sunday,
Okay.
January the 7th, from 10:30 to 3:30.
Okay.
Free of charge, but make sure you register at the door to get in on all the drawings that we have all afternoon.
And where's this at?
It's at the Sheraton in West Des
In
Moines.
West Des Moines.
At 50th and University.
That works.
And if you'd like to do a little research beforehand, is there a website they can go to?
Please do go to yourweddingiowa.com and also check our Facebook pages. We've been doing a lot of videos of different vendors that will be there.
That is
so
awesome.
just check that out.
Wonderful. Sandy,
Sandy.
it's so great to meet you. Thank you. And all the lovely ladies and vendors, this is going to be an incredible bridal forum happening on Sunday.
It is.
you
Thanks
so
for having
much.
us.
Thank you. It is 9:45 right now, and we will be right back. This is CW Iowa Live.